everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back to my parlour, and today I'm here with a yes, no, maybe. I'm going to choose the card, give you the answer, and then look up some extra information in this book to see if I can find some extra insightful messages for you in regards to your question. So think of a question that can be answered with yes, no, or maybe, remembering this is a general reading and one that is to be taken not lightly, but to be taken with the purpose of just having a bit of fun, or just, so no serious questions, please. That's not fair to you, and it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to the cards or the universe providing the answer for you. So yes, no, maybe. And you have the choice of 1, 2, or 3. Remembering you can have any combination you so desire. It is your reading. So let's pour a cup of tea while you think of your question. Remembering this is a general reading and not to be taken too seriously. 1, 2, or 3. I'll give you a few moments to decide, and then I'll give you your answer. So think of your question and I'll give you your answer. Number 1, if you chose this deck, thinking of a question while I shuffle, what would you like to know? Yes, no, or maybe? To a specific question that's playing on your mind, perhaps. I'll give you the answer and then some extra information. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Then I'll take the top card, the Queen of Clubs. Well, it's a possibility. It's certainly a possibility. There's a bit of work involved here, guys. So if you're planning on having a very easy answer, it's going to ask you to work for it, and there's a woman involved, a woman. So let's find out a bit more information about the woman, perhaps, about why you have to work for this one. It's a yes, but there's work involved. So let's have a look for the Queen of Clubs, shall we? Here she is, the Queen of Clubs. She's a court card, of course. Oh, dark hair and dark eyes. What's a swarthy complexion? The Queen of Clubs has a medium to swarthy complexion and is considered to be a lively character. So there's a woman involved. She's sociable, outgoing and friendly. She has a lot of charm and often possesses a physical grace and elegance. However, this is only a facade, or the face she presents to the world. Mentally and emotionally, the Queen of Clubs is a very shrewd indeed, and is often a businesswoman or someone who takes to responsibility easily. So, okay, now this is about using the Queen of Clubs as a person of the reading. So when the Queen of Clubs is the first 3 cards dealt for a male questioner, it represents a woman who has a strong influence on his life. When it is one of the first 3 drawn for a female questioner, the card represents her personality or the challenges that she is facing in her present life. So it's a yes, but it's working for it. Could be to do with business, it could be to do with something that's very lengthy in process, and you'll really need to put your thinking cap on here. Or there could be, if you're talking about a man, if you're a woman, there could be represent his mother. His mother has an influence on your man, and perhaps you need to get to know her before anything else progresses. So that could be coming through if that is the question that you're asking about relationships. If you're asking about business, you're asking about work, put your thinking cap on, because there's a lot more to do with what you're thinking about. You'll need to process it very differently. You'll need to add some information. You'll need to research. If it's just a general question, it still again needs to be taking a responsible approach. This is not to be taken lightly, and it's not to be just generally thought of, yes, the answer is yes, oh great. This is about really participating within the question itself. What do you really want it to do, and how do you want to process this? How do you want it to end up? Put your thinking cap on and really think about this question and the answer it's provided for you, which is a yes, but work to do. So hopefully that's helped you. Number 1. Number 2, if you chose this deck, let's find out your answer, shall you? You think of your question as I'm shuffling, one that has a yes, no, maybe answer, and then we'll go some more detail. I want to be able to give you an answer that you are seeking. I'll give you the answer first. For number 2, please. The answer for number 2. Take the first card. It's the King of Spades. It's a no. And if this is regarding a person, this is a male who's very intellectual, a thinker, not a doer. But the answer is no at the moment in regards to this one. So let's find out a bit more about the King of Swords, shall we? Just find him in the book. Well, he's the King of Spades here, but he's the King of Swords. The King of Spades is usually thought of as a dark head with dark eyes. He has a shallow complexion and an air of authority. So he could be a boss, he could be someone in business, he could be a bank manager, for example, or he's sort of a father figure. He may be a silent type. He is certainly influential and has a strong, forceful character. Tradition says that this is either a very dark-haired or very fair-haired man who is ambitious. He is a terrific friend, but he must guard against being swindled and losing all that he has worked for. So there's an indication here that a loss of some sort, a loss of integrity, a loss of research, a loss of something has been lost and needs to be found again, perhaps. But he's very sharp, he's witty and intelligent, he has a strong will, that he is not above imposing on other people. So if your question regards another person, this could be him. Okay, as with other picture cards, if the King of Spades is among the first 3 dealt in a reading, then it's likely to represent the questioner. If he is a man or a stern man of the questioner's acquaintance. If she is a woman, it's also likely that the influence of this person has a strong factor in the questioner's life and for quite some time. So it could be a boss, it could be someone in authority that you're dealing with here at the moment, and they have access to the answer that you're seeking to the question that you've asked. So there could be someone that you need to ask the right questions in the right order for these things to happen. So there could be some research coming through for you in this regard of this question. I wouldn't jump into this question if you have at all the ability to hold off on what you want to produce with this question. So there could be a time of questioning what it is that you really want from this question. What answer do you really want? The answer is no at the moment, but this man or this person in authority could have a difference in the outcome. Does that make sense? So ask a question, ask the right question of the right person here, do a bit of research, and the answer could change depending on what the question is, of course. So hopefully that's helped you. Number 2. Number 3, if you chose number 3, let's have a look and see what might be happening. Think of your question as I shuffle. Think of your question. And I'll pick the first card and tell you your answer. The King of Clubs. Everyone's getting a court card today. Everyone's getting something involved with somebody else. And the King of Clubs. So the answer is yes, but it's something you have to reach for, you have to aim for, you have to work towards. There's no easy answer here. It's a yes, but it's not an easy yes. It's one that needs to be refined, sought through, and perhaps reevaluated. So the King of Clubs. In appearance, in the card reading tradition, the King of Clubs has a ruddy complexion and a robust physique. He is often possessed of dark, rich brown or red hair and brown or hazel eyes. He is an energetic and lively personality. Well, the clubs are a fire sign, and they're often quite active and in appearance and in action. So he's a helpful friend who offers support. The questioner can rely on this man. If a male questioner draws this amongst the first 3 cards, it represents him. But if the questioner is female, the card represents a male friend or relative that she respects. So the answer could be in this man. So in character, the King of Clubs is quite a difficult man to get to know. He's most likely that he has been emotionally wounded in the past and has developed some defensive barriers to prevent it from happening again. So he may be somewhat lonely and will find happiness only within a supportive relationship with someone who may not fully understand him, yet would not change him for the world. So if your answer revolves around a man or a person who is male or has an influence on you, the answer is yes. But it's again, he might be coming out of a bad relationship. He just needs some TLC. So if your question relates to a relationship, yes, he's worth it. But he may need a little bit of work. You can't change him. No one can change another person. They're going to change the way we adapt to things and the way we adapt to others. But he's worthwhile getting to know. If your question relates to business, he could be your boss, and it could be an influence on you in that regard. But if the answer is just a general answer, the answer is yes, but you need to work for it and perhaps understand it on an emotional level. Why have you asked this question? Did you receive the answer you wanted? And if you didn't receive the answer you wanted, question about why you want a different answer and how perhaps you can change that yourself. using a more of an emotional approach, or more of an understanding approach, more of a compassionate approach, and perhaps the answer will change if that is what you want, or perhaps this man is an indication that things are on the change, but you just need to understand and accept the situation as it is, and perhaps go from there. And either way, something definitely is going to be happening. Need to understand it on a different level. Does that make sense to you today, number 3? I hope so. So thank you everyone for joining me today in my parlour, and I hope that was answering your question. So thank you, and until next time, so many blessings.